Welcome, fellow babies. We're doing a PS4 special because there's this thing coming out called the PS4. And if you don't know what that stands for, it's the fourth iteration of the PlayStation. How long am I supposed to take doing this? A minute and a half or 33 and a half?
3.5 is good. If you can.
There's not enough to talk about.
Yeah.
You can run all this. So we have this thing coming out called the PS4. It may or may not be a lot better than the PS3. It doesn't matter. You're going to pop down $400 for it, and you're probably going to buy it. I think that you're probably not going to see the first-party content move the consoles. I think the consoles are going to move because people actually want a new console. I'm not really all that sold that the PS4 is a lot more powerful or better than the PS3. Of course it is CPU, GPU, but we're already playing a lot of games that run some portion of the game at 1080p, certainly the cutscenes. But I am convinced that gamers are tired of that PS3 they've had for 6 or 7 years, and they're ready to buy a new one, and they're gonna buy a new one. So I don't think first-party content is really the driver, at least this holiday. It's nice that you can buy Killzone with your PS4, and it's nice that it works, but you can also buy Assassin's Creed Black Flag on your PS4. And I'm laughing because the PS4 is coming out in a week. That's when we're taping this thing. And I already have a PS4 game. I don't know what to do with it, but the box is pretty, don't you think? Nice blue. You know it's them. I haven't seen an Xbox One game yet. I'm guessing it'll be green. Let's hope. But this is going to be the first PS4 game I play. I'm not going to play Killzone first. I'm going to play this game first because this is a great franchise that I look forward to every year, and I like playing these games. And Killzone is a very good shooter, but it's just not that special or different to me than any other shooter. So I'll play Killzone eventually. Knack I'm not so high on. I think Knack is a niche-y game. So when I say not that high, I'm sure it's a great game. I just think that it's got appeal to a narrower subset of the early adopters of the console. It is a more casual game, and obviously if you're good, every game it could be a hardcore game. My guess is it's gonna be outsold by Killzone 3 or 4 to 1. Now remember that Knack is kind of the pet project of the guy who was really the father of the PS4, Mark Cerny. So you never know. Sony may throw a lot of marketing dollars behind it, and maybe it will do better. But I don't think that's going to be the big system seller. I think PS4 sells out. I think you're going to have trouble finding one in the countries where it launches. You're certainly going to have trouble finding one in the countries where it doesn't launch. And I think it's sold out at least through Christmas. My guess is it'll be sold out through the end of January or so. That's when you'll probably start to see supply and demand imbalance. As far as numbers, Sony said something really interesting. They said that they expected to sell 5 million by the end of March. They're making 1 million a month, and they started making them in September. So the number would be, if you counted from September 1st through March 31st, that's, I hope I'm counting right, 7 million units that they would manufacture. Only about 6 million, 6.2 million would actually get to retail because they have to box them up and ship them and get them through the distribution centers and then get them out to retail. So about 6 million at retail. If they forecast 5 million, either they're setting the bar low because they don't think, they want to make sure they can beat it, or they're not confident that they'll sell out. I think it's probably a little bit of both. I think that they hope that they'll sell out through March, but if they don't want to miss their target. So they're saying we're going to deliver 6 million to retail and we're going to sell 5 million. So sometime by March 31st, there will be 1 million available for us normal people to go out and buy. So I wouldn't really get too hung up on that. I think the 5 million sell-through number is very realistic, and especially given that the Xbox One costs $100 more, I think that you give a nod to Sony for faster out of the gate. They're both going to sell out until the very wealthy uber hardcore guy gets his box. I think you'd be a fool to buy either box for $1,000 on eBay. I think you should wait and get your box in January or February. That's probably when supply constraints will lighten up. And unless you are just jonesing to play Killzone or Knack, pretty much every other game that's available on the PS4 is available on the PS3. So buy Call of Duty on the PS3 and spend the frickin' $10 in January to upgrade it to the PS4 version, and you don't have to worry about spending an extra $600 to buy a PS4, you know, at launch because you had to buy it on eBay. So I'd say $10 is a better deal than 600 extra, so spend the 10. And that's true of the EA games, FIFA, Battlefield, Madden, they have the $10 trade-up program too. And if a game doesn't, that's on both consoles, I don't know if Assassin's has a trade-up program. GameStop has a trade-up program, so you know, same thing. I mean, you can bring this in. They will give you essentially $50 for this when you buy the $60 new game, so it costs you $10 to upgrade. So not a bad deal. I've exhausted all my knowledge about the PS4 launch window, and I hope that you folks enjoy your console. You probably won't be watching Pack Attack until you've finished Knack and Killzone, so I'll see you guys in 2014. Oh, they don't? Eggs don't come from cows? Oh, shit. Okay. I always thought eggs came from cows. How are cows born then? Okay, just kidding.